A reading from John chapter 13 verses 1 to 17 and then verses 31 to 35. Now before the festival of the Passover, Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart from this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The devil had already put it into the heart of Judas, son of Simon Iscariot, to betray him. And during supper, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going to God, got up from the table, took off his outer robe, and tied a towel around himself. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel that was tied around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus answered, "You do not know now what I am doing, but later you will understand." Peter said to him, "You will never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no share with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head." Jesus said to him, "One who has bathed does not need to wash except for the feet, but is entirely clean, and you are clean, though not all of you." For he knew who was to betray him. For this reason he said, "Not all of you are clean." After he had washed their feet, had put on his robe, and had returned to the table, he said to them, "Do you know what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for that is what I am. So if I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have set you an example, that you also should do as I have done to you. Very truly I tell you, servants are not greater than their master, nor are messengers greater than the one who sent them. If you know these things, you are blessed if you do them." When Judas had gone out, Jesus said, "Now the Son of Man has been glorified, and God has been glorified in him. If God has been glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and will glorify him at once. Little children, I am with you only a little longer. You will look for me. And as I said to the Jews, so now I say to you, where I am going, you cannot come. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." A thought for Thursday of Holy Week. Actions often speak louder than words, and Jesus shows his love for his friends by washing their feet. It was not an unusual occurrence in Jesus' day. It was unusual for the leader to perform the task for those who were followers. Perhaps Jesus didn't see himself as a leader, but as one with the people. Perhaps Jesus understood that his words would be meaningless if he didn't back them up with action. Perhaps Jesus knew that time was short, and if he didn't demonstrate in a radical way, then this crusade could fizzle out with his hapless followers, who hadn't always understood what he aspired to. But do we understand today? Then Jesus tells them to go and love, as he has loved them. Love so extravagantly that in their actions God could be discovered. Loving God when we struggle with words, may our actions show love. Help us put ourselves in the position of Jesus, as one who came to serve, not to be served, as one who included rather than excluded, as one who sees the potential of love and to live it. Amen.